was just a stitch marker, I apologise. Oh. Hello everybody, and thanks for tuning in to my channel. This is actually my first ever What's on My Needles post, and this is something that hopefully I will be doing once a month on a regular basis, just to keep you up to date with what I have been working on. So welcome, my name is Katie. You can find me on Instagram as misslavellia. You can find me on Ravelry as misslavellia, and I will obviously put all the links down in the little thingy at the bottom, you know, the thing. So please do come and find me and follow me, and yeah, just let's have a chat. Let's be friendly. Without further ado, let's get started and let me show you exactly what I've been working on. First up, I have a finished object. This is technically a little bit of a cheat because I did finish this a little while ago. If you have been watching my Vlogmas videos, you will have already seen this jumper. So I apologise for that, but I wanted to show it in a little bit more detail. The pattern is one that I got from a charity shop, if you can see here. Let me just grab the finished sweater here. So here is my finished sweater. Now with this I used some, it's 100% wool, which I actually purchased at John Lewis. I went for a very, very different colourway from the one that's on the pattern, but it's just a lovely, snuggly Fair Isle. It's knitted, you basically knit the body piece, so this piece at the bottom from the bottom up, and you do the same with the sleeves, and then when you get to this big yoke, you join all of those pieces together until you get to the ribbing at the top. So it's really fun because it actually got me really into circular knitting, and since working on this project I pretty much want to work everything in circular. That is my one finished object for this post, which I have been wearing a lot. Technically people keep saying it's a Christmas jumper, but I think it looks Christmassy. I think you can wear it at Christmas, but it doesn't scream Christmas jumper to me, which is what I like, because it means I can wear it more. Okay, a little disclaimer, I have got a lot of works in progress at the moment. A lot of works in progress. For some reason, I just don't seem capable of finishing anything at the moment. I do have quite a lot of works in progress, so bear with me and let's go through them. So first up, I have a project which is made from a pattern by one of my favourite knitwear designers, which is Susan Crawford. I'm actually wearing today one of her patterns. This sweater is from a Stitch in Time Volume 1. This is one of the first like vintage style jumpers that I ever knitted, and I absolutely love it. It's got kind of short sleeves, a little bit of colour work in the yoke as well, in the top section here, and this really got me into colour work as well. Like, I absolutely love working with colour, as you will see from the project that I'm going to show you. I was working on this like crazy just before autumn, and it is the Bolin cardigan, which you can see here. I have actually knitted the whole of the body of this in the round as well. This, by the way, is my first ever steeking project. So as you can see, I've got my centre steek here. There was also steeking in the neckline, which I have cut, and you can see I have also cut open my little armholes, and yeah, I started again doing the sleeve. This introduced me to another technique which I absolutely love, which is picking up a sleeve in the armhole and knitting it down. in the round. I mean, who knew that this was such an enjoyable thing to do? I absolutely hate seaming. I hate setting in sleeves. I hate it whether it's sewing or whether it's knitting or whatever. And this just completely eliminates that as a problem. So this yarn that I'm using is Excelana, which is the yarn that Susan actually produces herself. It's Excelana 4-ply. I love this yarn to work with. It is dreamy for colour work because it's got a nice texture to it. It tends to cling so that the colours come through really nicely, and it works really, really well for this kind of pattern. But yeah, I'm up to the point of where I'm knitting my sleeves, and I just I got distracted by other projects, and it's really sad because I wanted to have this finished so that I could wear it through winter, and it's not been finished. Hopefully I will get this done soon, but I will keep you updated. Okay, next up is going to be the project, probably the project that distracted me from my Boland cardigan. And this is different for me. As you may know, Emrys and I, we have a little puppy called Rolly, little pug, and he has a habit of shedding everywhere. Pugs shed, they're double coated, and his fur goes absolutely everywhere. So what I wanted was some really nice blankets to kind of go over our sofa. One particular blanket that I had seen, which was absolutely beautiful, was the Spice of Life crochet blanket. It was a crochet along, so the pattern was released in parts. And I came very late to the game again. I keep missing out on things. I'm always late. But I have started it. I believe I'm up to the third part of the pattern now. And starting this blanket is what completely distracted me from finishing my cardigan. So this is the blanket here. So as you can see, lots and lots of different crochet stitches. I picked all these really autumnal colours because both Emrys and I love the autumn. Lots of greys, blacks, mustard, reds, really deep purple and green. There's some really, really lovely patterns in here. This one, the little puffs, I think is probably my favourite. But there's, you know, little kind of tulip looking flowers, and I taught myself to crochet about 4 years ago now, and I made several large blankets, and then I just stopped, and seeing this pattern on Instagram and what everyone was doing with it just made me want one. And again, I really want this to be finished, but I got distracted and I haven't finished it. And also you can see here, I've been so bad. I haven't woven in a single end on this whole project, and that's awful. What I think I will do is weave in all these ends and then start on the next part of the pattern once that's done. And the yarn that I'm using for the crochet blanket is actually the Charisma 100% wool, and it's a superwash treated wool. The next couple of projects that I have been working on are a little bit more interesting because I'm not working from conventional patterns. I love everything to do with kind of vintage fashion and style and that type of thing. It's why I'm a big fan of Susan Crawford's patterns, because she does kind of adaptations on old vintage patterns but kind of modernises them with different yarns and that type of thing. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of knitting if you do like that kind of style. But the next two projects are actually me using some of the vintage patterns that I've been collecting over the years, which has been an incredible process, and I've loved every minute of it. The first pattern that I started adapting is one from the this Vogue knitting magazine, and this is the pattern. You can see here. This is the one that I am making for myself. It has slightly less ribbing around the neckline, and I believe it's just called just a cable pullover, college pullover. So I saw that pattern and I really just wanted to have some more functional sweaters. A lot of my knitwear is quite kitsch, which I love, but it means that it's not necessarily functional for absolutely everything in my life. And I really wanted a cable pullover to be able to wear regularly throughout autumn, throughout winter, something I could layer up with shirts and that type of thing. And so I thought this pattern will be perfect. And for my birthday, I was given the same yarn that I've been using for the Boland cardigan, some Excelana. Lovely, lovely Excelana. It's absolutely beautiful. Again by Susan Crawford. And this is in the ruby red colourway. And I thought, I'm going to adapt this pattern. I've done quite a lot of adaptations to the pattern. Like I said, I'm absolutely obsessed right now with knitting in the round. And I took a lot of guidance from By Gum By Golly, Tasha of By Gum By Golly. If you haven't read her blog, you really, really should. She is, well, for one thing, she's absolutely beautiful. She's a lovely, lovely person. And what she doesn't know about knitting is just probably not worth knowing. I've learned so much from her online tutorials and that type of thing. And in particular, she likes to change things around when it comes to her knitting patterns. So with a bit of guidance from some of her information on her website, I've adapted what was essentially a completely flat pattern into the round. And I'm also, another technique that I absolutely love, like I said with the cardigan, I've taken another tutorial from Tasha and I have started knitting the sleeves from the armholes down rather than knitting them separately. This is my sweater. Let me just show you. Ooh, the colour's a bit weird, going a bit crazy. But yes, as you can see, I've knitted the whole body of the sweater. And here is my little sleeve that I've started knitting from the top down. So yeah, my cable sweater in Excelana in the ruby red. So I am going to take you through quickly something else that I have been working on. I know, how many works in progress does one person have? This is not usually me. I'm usually quite a monogamous knitter, but recently it's just been, I've been going crazy and using up things from my stash and just wanting to start new projects all the time. It's mad. Recently, I have become obsessed with small projects. In particular, something that I've never knitted before, I never wanted to knit before. In fact, I couldn't understand why anyone would want to knit this type of thing, and that's socks. This is officially my first ever knitted sock. Let me just show you. Front and back, exactly the same. This I made with Susan B. Anderson's How I Make My Socks pattern. And it's made with 100% alpaca from my stash. I then cast on this one. You can see the pattern. Ah, I'm in love with this pattern. I want to make all my socks in this pattern. It, I believe, is Sineva. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. I will link the patterns below. And this is again on Excelana 4-ply, which is 100% wool. I know it's probably going to felt up or whatever, but these will be house socks. These will be cozy house socks that I will just hand wash and look after very carefully. The only problem is I'm being terrible again for my problems with works in progress. I've only knitted one sock of every pair. Tell a lie, I have cast on my second sock of the alpaca, so I've got kind of this far. I need to finish a pair of socks. That should be my goal. Next time I update about what I'm working on, I better have finished all of these socks, that's all I'm saying, and not have cast on another pair without having finished these first. I'm not sure that's a promise I can make you. I have one more work in progress to share with you. like I said, too many works in progress. I have been wanting forever to work on a kind of short-sleeved, fluffy 1950s Angora style jumper. You know, the kind that Marilyn Monroe used to wear, and it's that whole kind of sweater girl look, which I absolutely love. But a lot of the yarns that you use for those kind of projects are quite expensive and a little bit itchy. I find that I don't have a problem wearing wool, but I didn't want to get something that was going to be really irritating to my skin. And I found this. Now you can't probably see, the light is a little bit crazy. This is actually peach and this is white. You can see them together. This yarn I bought from a company called Big Crocodile Designs, and let's be honest, this is designed for baby clothes. This is designed for sweet, snuggly little outfits for babies, and I was like, I want something in that. I can't tell you how soft this is. So this is 100% nylon, microfiber nylon, and it is just ridiculous. It's a bit of a nightmare to work with, I'm not going to lie. If you've ever worked with something that's got a lot of fibres, I mean, you can just see how fluffy this is just from the ball. But I bought 6 of these little balls, 3 in the peach, 3 in the white, and I decided to, again, adapt a vintage pattern, and so far, this is what I have. This is so ridiculous, I can't even tell you, but I love it. Can you see, I started at the bottom. It's very difficult to tell, but this is rib, and then it's just straight knitting, knitting, knitting all the way up. But as you can see, I've done peach, white, peach, white, peach, white stripes. I love it. This is so soft. When I've been working on this, just having it on my lap, I just want to cuddle. Rolly, I'm not gonna lie, is a bit obsessed with this yarn. He wants this yarn. He won't leave this yarn alone, which basically means I haven't been able to work on it very much because he wants it. He wants it so much. I had to do a lot of adjustments on the pattern in order to get it to work. I've had to do a lot of maths. And the nice thing is that once I have that pattern, it will be very, very easy to adapt it for any other kinds of yarn or patterns or different textured yarns or that type of thing. So hopefully it'll be a really nice staple pattern that I'll be able to use that I know will fit me perfectly. I think this will be a lovely thing to wear in the new year when it's still a little bit cold, but I want something fresh and fun, and yeah, I love it. Phew! That was a lot of work in progresses. If you have stuck with me, then thank you very much. One last thing that I want to share with you before I go is a couple of stash enhancements. I recently ordered yarn from a homespun house. So I have 2 skeins of yarn that arrived. This is the first one. This is Unicorn Tail, and this is on her backen fingering base. So it's fingering weight. It is 70% merino, 25% cashmere, and 5% nylon. So beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I haven't yet worked out what I'm going to cast on with this, but that's okay because I have enough other projects to get on with at the moment. So I will save that for the perfect kind of pattern once I find it, once it reveals itself to me. The other thing that I got from her was this. And this is, again, more fingering weight yarn. This one is called Home for the Holidays, and it's her kind of Christmassy base. This is on her Dale fingering base, which is 100% micron merino. This I will be using for Little Bobbin's Knits Christmas Eve cast on. And the one last thing that I picked up from a homespun house is this. How cute is this? It's a little unicorn. I love it so much. I had to get it. It fell into my shopping basket and it pleaded with me to come home. So and that's the excuse that I will always give to my husband when I buy more yarn. I'm too sentimental when it comes to buying things. Is anyone else like that? I'm really sentimental. I get like emotionally attached to things and then I feel like they have to come home with me because they need me, you know? So yeah, that is everything for my what's on my needles for December 2015. Thank you so much if you have stuck through the whole video. Please do subscribe to my channel. Please like the video, comment, let me know what you've been working on. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. It means such a lot that you are taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. I love making them and I hope that you enjoy watching them as well. For now, happy knitting and I will see you soon. Bye!